Have you ever felt like you're trying too hard when you sing? Like you're reaching for this sound or chasing a certain tone, trying to sound better or more polished or the way you're supposed to sound. But somehow you just end up feeling more tense, more disconnected, more up in your head. Maybe you've wondered, how do I stop overthinking and just sing? In this episode, we're talking about how to find your natural singing voice, not by forcing it into a shape, but by learning how to let it emerge. Welcome to Singer-Songwriter, a space to reconnect with your voice, your music, and the songs waiting to be written. I'm Lainey, singer and songwriter, voice and creativity coach. If you've ever dreamed of writing and singing your own songs, but doubt or perfectionism keeps getting in the way, then grab that notebook full of ideas. It's time to open your voice, trust your sound, and express yourself freely. Your songs are waiting. Let's bring them to life. Hey friend, if you've ever felt disconnected from your voice or unsure how to sing in a way that feels natural and expressive and true to who you are, that's exactly the kind of work we do inside my vocal breakthrough sessions. Together, we look at what might be getting in the way, whether it's tension or overthinking or fear or certain habits, and we help your voice find more ease, more resonance, more freedom. Because it may be that you don't need to fix your voice. You just need some help getting out of its way or getting out of your own way. You can learn more about working with me and book your one-on-one coaching session at reawakenyourvoice.com/coaching. So when I was making that transition from the opera world into creating my music, singing and writing the kind of music that was alive in my heart, there was a certain need to rediscover my voice as a singer-songwriter, not as the classical musician trying to sound like a folk artist. So in that transition, there was a lot of pushing, forcing, tension because I was judging every sound that came out of my mouth. I was stopping every few seconds to judge myself and check myself and make sure, am I producing this tone properly? How is my breath support? All of these things that are important, but I was obsessing over them in my mind as I was trying to find my natural singing voice. So there was a stripping away that needed to happen. Not stripping away the healthy singing habits or the vocal foundations that were so essential to producing a beautiful resonant tone and singing with ease, but a stripping away of what I thought I was supposed to sound like and letting go of control. I was listening so critically as I was practicing, as I was singing, that tension could be heard. The frustration could be heard in my voice. I was trying to use my opera voice to sing my songs, and it just wasn't clicking. It was not working. It didn't feel right. So in a way, it was like finding my voice all over again. And when I was in the midst of that transition, pushing, forcing, frustrated that it wasn't sounding the way I wanted it to, singing stopped feeling like expression. It was feeling more like I was controlling it, managing it, trying to drive it along a track that it wasn't designed to drive on. But then I realized my voice wasn't something I had to build from scratch. This was something that I was designed with. This was a gift that was already inside of me. It was already there. And it just needed space to be in its natural state. It needed permission to be what it was designed to be. And I needed to get out of my own way. So today I want to talk about why we lose touch with our natural voice, what gets in the way of it, and what actually helps the voice emerge more naturally. So first of all, your voice is already there. It's not something that you create. It's not something that you have to build up or manufacture. It already exists. It's already inside of you. It's like a seed that already contains everything it needs. Your voice is already inside of you. You have everything you need, like that little seed. And that seed will grow under the right conditions. Your natural voice isn't something that you invent. It's actually something that you uncover. Even that word itself, uncover. It's like you're stripping away all the supposed tos and the shoulds and the trying, the forcing, the pushing, the control. You're stripping away all of that to get back to the natural pureness of your voice. You were designed with this instrument inside of you. It is a gift waiting to be unwrapped. So if the voice already exists, then what keeps us from finding it or hearing it or feeling that natural voice? What keeps us from singing with that natural ease is often trying to sound a certain way, trying to sound the way you think you're supposed to sound, whatever that is. Maybe you're trying to sound like a certain artist you admire. And while there is a place for imitation and listening to good singers to improve our own singing, yes, these are legitimate things, but if you are forcing your voice to sound a way that it was not designed to sound like, a polished expectation, the idea of perfection, if this is what you're trying for, then you're missing the gold of your unique, one-of-a-kind, God-given instrument. Imitation is normal, and it is part of the process. We can learn a lot through imitating different voices, different styles. But if you stay there, if you stay in the imitation rather than using it as a tool to discover things about your own instrument, then you can get disconnected. Staying there in imitation will disconnect you from your natural singing voice, from your natural tone quality and your unique style. So imitation is, I like to think of it as a tool. It's something that we can use to go deeper with our own instrument, to figure out what our voice really loves to do, how it wants to move. But if you are so busy chasing someone else's voice, then you'll miss hearing your own. Something else that can disconnect us from our natural singing voice is tension. Tension. Now, tension is often emotional before it's physical. The physical tension that you feel when singing often begins as fear. Maybe you're guarding yourself, trying to protect yourself, so you're holding back your voice, kind of shielding it from the vulnerability that it takes to sing and sing with heart. Physical tension can often begin as self-monitoring, like you're always checking yourself, judging yourself. Every few notes you sing, you stop and adjust, and that gets exhausting. Ask me how I know. In that era of figuring out how to apply my classical training to my music and how to change the style that I was singing in, there was a lot of judgment happening, and I would start and stop and start and stop, trying to figure out how to do it right, trying too hard. The thoughts were so deafening with noise, static, just I lost touch with the music inside of that tension. So anything that you are feeling or thinking, those emotional things can manifest physically in your voice, in your instrument. Because the body responds to the mind, right? So when we brace ourselves internally or like shield ourselves, put up a wall of protection, our voices do the same thing. They are putting up a shield, putting up walls, trying to protect ourselves. And then there's this hardened shell that is blocking the pearl that is our voice, the beautiful pearl at the center. So we need to open up, peel away that shell. A tense voice is often a guarded voice. And that tension can show up in your jaw, in your tongue, in your shoulders, the way you breathe, in your neck, in your throat. All of that affects your natural singing voice. It's like that tension is creating the shell around your voice or layering sediment on top of it. When what we really want is to find that natural singing voice and to feel the freedom that comes with that. Resonance happens when you stop fighting yourself. When you put down the armor. When you lay down your shield. Natural singing can finally emerge, and it comes through as vibration, ease, alignment, less effort, less pushing and forcing, and more just allowing sound to move, letting it travel instead of pushing it to become something. So if we are looking for this kind of resonance, this kind of freedom in our singing, what we're actually listening for is a ringing sensation, So you'll feel that ringing in your body. You'll feel that ringing in your tone. It feels like ease. It feels like you're letting go and floating. It can feel like vibration in the face, the mask resonance, in the chest, in the head. It's a full-bodied experience, but one that feels like you're not trapped inside of your body. It's like the sound becomes part of you. The vibration becomes part of you. And there is no separation between you as the ringing instrument and the music that you're creating. Your voice is riding that airflow. Your breath is moving easily. And it's all from finding that place of resonance. And resonance is what happens when the voice is allowed to naturally do the work of singing instead of being forced to perform. And here is what is true about finding your natural singing voice. It's not something that you find in just one moment. It's not something that just clicks one day and then you have it for life. It's something that you discover over time. And I say it so much, but finding your voice is a journey. And it's a lifelong journey. You don't just find it once. It continues to reveal itself. It continues to emerge. It continues to bless you with so many gifts if you keep walking with it, if you keep listening to it. The voice reveals itself over time. Like you're building trust, you're building a relationship with your voice. It is a journey. It is an evolution. So what is needed in that journey is listening, experimenting, letting go of control, and it comes through practicing, through singing often. You are building that relationship, getting to know your voice on an intimate level. That is what establishes trust with your voice. So instead of asking, like, how should I sound? What am I supposed to sound like? What am I trying to sound like? The better questions to ask are more along the lines of what feels good? What feels open? What feels easy? This is about feeling. This is about sensation. As a vocalist, your body is your instrument. So it has a lot to do with feeling it, not just hearing it and listening, because that's also attached to your thinking mind. The judgment will be coming through if you're just listening with your ears. Listen with your body. Where does the sound want to go? What happens if I stop overcorrecting and just allow the natural voice to emerge? The natural voice comes through when judgment softens. This is what I learned the hard way. After so much time of pushing and forcing and trying to make it sound good enough or the way it was supposed to sound, I finally identified the source of the problem. And it was the internal criticism, the noisy mind, the judgment that was keeping my voice hostage. And what finally set it free, what finally allowed me to liberate my voice, was permission to sing imperfectly, letting go of judgment and embracing my voice as it was that day, rather than forcing it into what I wanted it to sound like, meeting it where it was, and then listening deeply to what it needed, what it felt like, gradually peeling away all those layers of self-doubt, judgment, perfectionism, peeling all of that away and getting back to the heart of my natural singing voice. So let's do a quick recap. First of all, your voice already exists. You don't need to manufacture it. It's already inside of you, created and designed perfectly for you. Secondly, if you are trying to sound a certain way, that's often where the forcing happens. Next, tension is often emotional first. So if you're going to address the physical tension of your voice, look to the root of it. Look to the emotions behind that. And when it comes to resonance, that ringing tone, that sense of ease, it comes through letting go. It comes through surrender. It comes from the stripping away of everything you think it's supposed to be and letting it be what it naturally is. And then finally, finding your natural singing voice is a journey. It is a journey in which you are building trust with your voice. You are building a relationship with your voice. You're getting to know it on a really intimate level. And through that, it will reveal itself to you. So here's something you can try today. Spend just a few minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, singing without trying to sound good. No correcting, no stopping, just allowing your sound to come through. And as you do this, notice where tension appears. Notice where resonance appears. And notice what happens when you stop trying to control your sound. You stop trying to manage it. And if you want support reconnecting to your natural voice and learning how to sing with more ease, confidence, that's exactly what vocal breakthrough sessions are for. So remember, you can learn more and book a session with me at reawakenyourvoice.com/coaching. Your voice does not need to become something else. You don't need to form it and shape it into what you think it's supposed to be. You just need to give it permission to be what it already is. Thanks for listening, friend. If this episode moved you or inspired you in some way, would you please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or share this episode with someone who's been praying for a vocal breakthrough? Until next time, keep nurturing that song in your heart. Lots of love.